don't have to put a case drain on your machine like the other mowers that I have. So that's a little exciting, I guess. And even though there's mud on the ground here, I can't get a burn permit today. They told me the chance of burning today is way too high. I was like, okay. They said, well, try tomorrow. So, well, you know how this works, right? They're like, what do you mean? It's like, I mean, as the week goes by, the likelihood of me being able to burn is slimmer and slimmer. And they're like, oh no, you can probably burn tomorrow. Well, it's going to be drier tomorrow. I don't know. I'd assume you can't go the other direction? Yeah, you can't go the other direction, so you can only go the correct way. Alright. I mean, I'd assume it runs really smooth. Kind of like the OSMA stuff. I mean, that's one of this company's direct competitor, I believe. Biggest mower that I've ran on this machine as of you know, right now. It's 105 millimeter. I mean, it mows nice. Look at, I mean, it's same style blades. I mean, I'd tell you it's the same blade. I mean, I don't know if it is or not, but it's definitely the same configuration blade. It's got the serrated, you know, just the serrated blades. Pay attention to when I'm tracking around. You see me tracking around and moving the attachment as I'm tracking around and stuff. So that is probably one of the biggest things that I hear from people running a brush hog or a less efficient mower. And brush hogs are more, you know, they're less efficient than this style mower. You know, you might get a manufacturer say that I'm crazy. Well, I'm just telling you, I've used brush hogs. I've used 3 different brush hogs on this machine. I have used multiple drum style mowers, and I lose function with every brush hog that I ran on it. And typically these style mowers, I do not lose function. I lose traction because there's frost in the ground and it's muddy. But see, I hope Dad got all the fencing out of here. Really don't want to tangle up a fence into this. Try to get it turned. I don't know how I couldn't get a burn permit. It's got so much frost in the ground I can't hardly turn. There's some pretty thick stuff. And a bunch of saplings and everything else. I was actually kind of concerned that I might lose a little more function with this because of the motor. Typically they tell you that those the piston motors do a little better, and they do. It's a more efficient motor, but I'd have to say that this is not a inefficient mower by any stretch. I'd say it's mowing just as good as the other stuff that I've mowed, or I've mowed with, rather. kind of sounds stupid. I know I could voice over and all that, but a lot of times you can kind of tell if somebody's voice overing something. Because that's a main issue with using a mower on an excavator, is losing function. And there are other machines that struggle with it a little bit more, but I mean, I hope you can kind of tell this thing's not struggling to have any functions. This 105 would probably do extremely well on it. I mean, it does good on this. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm downhill a little bit. You know, I'm downgrade, I guess, and it's not struggling with the mower at all. But if I were to pick one 100% for a 50, I would probably do the 95. And then I would do this 105 on a 55. Or if you had the counterweight on your 50, it'd probably be good. It's not tippy, but you can tell that it lightens up the tracks a little bit. I mean, that's the easiest way I can explain it. And the only reason I would go with the 95 is because generally I'm not mowing anything this flat with an excavator. Normally if I'm using the excavator, well, it depends. But normally if I've got something flat like this, I'll take the skid loader out and I'll use the brush hog on the skid loader. So, but if I'm using the excavator, a lot of times I'm mowing like pond dams. I'm mowing, you know, I'm reaching into ravines and stuff like that I can't necessarily get with the skid loader. That one post right there is kind of messing me up. Don't want to hit that post, but I'm trying to get stuff mowed around it. We'll get that when we track down a little bit. Here's some larger stuff in here. Let's see what it does. And that might actually be dead. Both these are dead. Oh yeah, it's dead. Let's see what that does. And it doesn't do bad on that dead wood. It's a pretty decent sized dead tree there. 3 or 4 inch. I mean, not bad. A little 2 inch, I don't know, it's an elm or something. That's probably 2 inch. Alright, new Simatech. It's a DHP105 against a, I don't know, a 3 inch tree. Top. take off. Oh, hang on. Get a little more of the top. Alright, let's see. What I want to point out is lack of function or lack thereof. Okay? So, we're tracking backwards. I'm booming around. The mower's running, okay? Did you see any lack of function there? No lack of function. So, I get this a lot. Get a lot of people commenting, or I'll see it in one of the Facebook, one of the Facebook groups or something like that. And guys are like, oh, well, this machine won't run this, or the excavators won't run a mulcher without slowing down. It won't track around. Well, a lot of times if you look at what they're mowing with a brush hog. They're not mowing with a drum style mower like this. They are mowing with a brush hog. For some reason, a mower with a disc, not talking a disc mulcher, I'm talking a rotary mower with, a flywheel and spinning blades and all that. They are not efficient as a drum mulcher or a drum mower like this. See, watch. I'm going to track around. I'm going to track into here. As I'm tracking up, I'm booming. I'm moving my stick. Granted, yes, I'm not mowing like big 4-inch trees or something at capacity, but you don't see me losing function. And this is true with Simatech. This is true with OSMA. Probably Omef. I haven't used one yet. I'm looking forward to maybe using a Omef mulcher. They came out with a drum mulcher. Wouldn't mind seeing what it's all about. But you don't see any lack of function. You don't see my house running real slow. And even if I'm tracking and stuff like that, my mower's not slowing down that much. I mean, I'm sure it possibly is, but I track right up to stuff and mow without a problem. I don't have to wait for the mower to spin back up or anything like that. I mean, you just have to have the right equipment, guys. They'll do it. And I'm purely speaking on my Yanmar. It's a VIO50, tangled up into that mess. Let's see if we can. Perfect for instance. I got to track around and try to get out of this viney stuff. You don't have to stop the mower. Now, when I was running a brush hog, I absolutely did. I had to. It wouldn't operate like this. I think my Yanmar, I would lose stick out. I would lose stick out because I would start further out away from me, like so, and then I would work my way back to me. And what I would do is I would stop the mower for a second, and then I'd stick out, and then I would fire the mower back up, and it didn't take long for it to spool up and do its thing. But, I mean, with a drum style mower, you don't have to deal with that. So, my opinion, I would tell you to stay away from brush hog rotary type cutters, and I would get a drum style mulcher or mower, whichever one you want. This just happens to be a heavy hammer flail. I get all my stuff from Fern Tree Equipment. They're in Canada. So if you want anything that I run, that's where I get my stuff from. Can you see me? there. You know, see, plenty of function. Plenty of function. I mean, that ought to show you right there. Oh, let's not hit a T-post. That looked like a stick right there. That's not good on anything at all. Tracking, the mower's still running. There's me tracking around, dragging that out, moving the stick, moving the boom, curling the bucket, all the above. No lack of function. Now I'm not saying that it doesn't slow it down any at all. If it slows it down, I really couldn't tell you that it has, because I don't notice it at all with the speed of the machine. But I would almost tell you, you really don't lose. You know, it's a very unnoticeable amount, if anything, depending on the mower. I mean, about a 4-inch stump going. You know, limbs, we'll pull those. I could mow them. It'd take a minute, but there's no sense in it, because then I'd still have a stump. We'd rather not have stumps in here. So